Imagine trying to control your computer by typing only zeros and ones. Something like this. Now imagine writing an entire game, a website, or a mobile app using only numbers like these. Sounds almost impossible, right? So, programmers created something much easier for humans to understand. But before we dive into today's video, if you want to learn coding with JavaScript, we have fun and animated courses that will help you understand and master the concepts of JavaScript. We also have a free digital library where you will find courses on computational thinking, algorithmic thinking, and many other topics. Do explore our courses. A programming language is a way for humans to give instructions to a computer. Just like we use English to talk to each other, we use programming languages to communicate with computers. Computers only understand binary, zeros and ones. Programming languages help convert human-readable instructions into a form that computers can understand and execute. At this point, one can ask, if computers understand only binary, why don't programmers just write instructions using zeros and ones? The reason is simple. It would be extremely difficult for humans. Writing large programs in binary would be slow, confusing, and extremely prone to errors. Programming languages make it easier for humans to read, write, and maintain programs. They provide clear rules and structures so developers can solve problems more efficiently. Programming languages can be majorly divided into low-level and high-level languages. Low-level languages are closer to the hardware of the computer. They give programmers more control over how the computer works. For example, machine language. A machine language is the most basic language of computers. It consists only of binary numbers, zeros and ones. Every processor understands machine language directly. Or the assembly language. Assembly language is a small step above machine language. Instead of writing binary numbers, programmers use short commands called mnemonics. For example, a user can write the following mnemonic to add number. Then this instruction will be then converted to binary code and executed by a computer. High-level languages are much easier for humans to read and write. High-level languages can be classified in two common ways, based on style of programming and based on requirements. When we talk about the style of programming, we can classify the programming languages into four categories. Procedural programming languages. When using these languages, programs are written as a sequence of instructions that are executed step by the computer. For example, C, Pascal, etc. Then we have the object-oriented programming languages. In this case, the programs are organized around objects. An object is a special kind of data structure that combines data and behavior. Example, Java, C++, Python, etc. Then we have functional programming languages that focus on computing results using functions. So, we have a bunch of pre-made functions and we perform all the tasks using these available functions. Second way of classifying programming languages is based in requirement or their use. Languages are designed to solve specific types of problems or build certain kinds of applications. For example, web development languages are used to build websites and web applications. For example, JavaScript, HTML, etc. A mobile app development language is a special kind of language used to build apps for smartphones and tablets. For example, Swift, Kotlin. If we have to design databases and APIs, for that we have back-end languages like SQL. Then we have languages like Python that can be used for data science and artificial intelligence. Similarly, game development languages are often used to build games and graphics-heavy applications. For example, C++. At this point, you may be wondering, why can't we have a universal programming language? It might sound ideal to have one programming language that works for everything. But in reality, this is very difficult. Different problems require different tools. For example, some languages are designed for controlling hardware. Some are great for building websites. Others are designed for scientific computing or artificial intelligence. Trying to make one language perfect for everything usually makes it complicated and inefficient. So instead of one universal language, programmers choose the best language for the task they want to accomplish.